And the person going, oh, snap, toaster, what the deuce? Laser dogs or something?
I don't know where you're shopping, but no,
seriously, I've seen laser dogs recently. It's incredibly amazing.
It kind of got me thinking about when you were talking about the kitchen reveal and what we were just talking about. It made me also realize the residential side of things, right? When people kind of get a smart fridge, when they get like an Eco Dot or like all this other fun stuff, it would be actually kind of interesting to know, what residents might not know about connecting all these devices and
application of smart homes.
Exactly. So like, what would that what would that look like if that was the path you would go down? And do you think that might be a path that you might head down as well?
For the personal use market?
Yeah.
Like an app, a simple app that you can
where you could
sell
see
through
those layers.
Okay, we're business development now.
This is taking a left-hand turn into Invest Ottawa territory. Dude, that's big effort. Okay, so I'll take my own experience right now. At home, I've got the Nest-enabled stuff. I've got the doorbell. I've got the fire thing. I've got the thermostat. So I've got some pretty good IoT.
Those laser-enabled Google Hubs or Alexas or anything. Laser compromisable, I should say.
Okay, I was going to say laser dogs or something.
I don't know where you're shopping, but no.
Seriously, I've seen laser dogs recently. It's incredibly amazing. SWAT guys, they take their laser dog, they put it on a person, and the dog just laser guided dog. It's fantastic.
That's a thing?
It's a thing. I'll send you the link.
Okay. Up here.
Yeah, there is an application at home, but the problem is at home is that you've got to deal with, and I think of my parents, and I think of our parents, right? All of us being, of course, at the same young, ripe age. Those individuals are not cyber native as we are. And to get them to the level of understanding and perceiving cybersecurity is a daunting challenge, to say the least, especially if their VCR is blinking 12. So how do you want to get them out of that mode into cybersecurity? Well, there is an onus on us. Which one of us is not tech support for our family? Just out of curiosity. Right, exactly. Thanks for proving my point for me. The end state, I think, for a home use scenario is very much a big red easy button. And what we've seen with the machine learning that we've done to date is if you're able to think of Claude now, instead of you're perceiving a series of nodes in a network, you're just perceiving a window space where cars and pedestrians are walking back and forth. We know, just like a video codec, like a really bad downloaded pirated movie, a bad video codec is it's the worst thing ever, because you see the pixelated everything that goes past. Claude now picks up the pixelation of malware and pixelation of bad things moving bump in the night in your network. So to be able to put it in front of an end user who is of a certain age and variety that is not fluent on cybersecurity, and saying, hey, by the way, there's no reason why your toaster is talking to Shenzhen, China, right? And the person going, oh, snap, toaster, what the deuce? Microwave was talking some noise the other day, and now you're doing the same thing. Well, you might have a bigger problem.
Interesting.
So to be able to give them that level of contextual information and cybersecurity, context is king.
Yeah.
So if you're able to perceive it from a home network perspective and be able to share that information to an end user obviously on a device, or through an app, or whatever the case might be, through some form of bulletin, they'd be able to make modifications to their own usage properly, one would hope in theory.
I know my reluctance to go smart home is simply because of the compromises that have been realized, and then the vulnerabilities that would exist. And so, like, my wife and I are saying, no, nothing's smart in the house. But it's mainly because I don't have the time to consider the configuration and like how to protect against it all. It's not that I don't know or want to do it. And so this would be a really interesting way of quickly getting to that point where I would feel comfortable. Putting it to plain English, for French, I suppose, for anybody who wants to consume it. Anybody who wants to consume that information quickly. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there would be a market for it. I think there would also be a lot of areas of overlap. I do think that the challenge would be the end user. How do you get them from being, mouth breather to cybersecurity? But that would be something of interest for sure.
Hook it up to Samsung TV. What could go wrong?
Well, yeah, what could possibly go wrong with the Samsung TV? I know, I have one. The irony of that statement is not lost on me. But what I find more interesting, though, is that what we've seen already with Disney Plus, Netflix, and Hulu or Rave, all that stuff, is that it's made piracy cool again.
Well, cool again.
It never left, to be fair, but piracy now is starting to have a second renaissance.
The quality is way better. Yeah, you're right.
So the next evolution of that is the fact that I see myself and I see my partner downloading a link to something that I know is untoward, but because of the level of frustration with being able to get the Roku talking to the Samsung, talking to the tech savvy, talking to the blah, F it. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way, shortest path first. Consistently, every time, if you hit that big red easy button, they'll be able to consume that merchandise or that whatever digital media that way, for sure. Of course.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about application of cybersecurity and concepts that we talk about in the government at home. So it's nice to actually go into it a little more here as well.
Well, it could be the spin-off company, right? We create DOOR, right? Which everything that SOAR does, right? And then it's like,
I mean land. It's gonna be land. SOAR to land.
Oh, sorry. No.
Take SOAR home.
I'm literally thinking about self-harm right now. It's happening. As you're talking, I'm going like...
Oh, you need some more ESA. Was it aspirin? Because now you're getting the headache.
Terrible. But funny. But yeah, it's one of those things that, again, the view from the front, I see that the plumbers, our houses are the leakiest. And I know that when I get home, my first thing is not to configure my Cisco ASA 5505. Like, that's just not gonna, that's a bridge too far to make. Right? Because I'm gonna go veg out on the couch and de-stress for a minute. But for an individual who already has an incredibly big challenge already with their day-to-day lifestyle, I don't know how they'd be able to marry that up. So, yeah.
Well, you figure it out and we'll come back when you do.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I usually buy.
Adam would never lie to me.
Adam would lie to you for
We are
fun.
like this.
You are mistaken.